Welcome to episode 3 of Cleats and Convos, presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor is there, for sure, always, all the time. But first and foremost, before we get the story started, my hometown was hit by a tropical storm, for sure. And, I always want to give back to my hometown, home city where I was born and raised. So I'll be making a $20,000 donation back home to fix all the problems. Well, try to fix most of the problems with the donation. And, we just go from there.
And if you would also like to support relief efforts, text Helene to 707070 to donate to the Red Cross, Save the Children, and the World Central Kitchen. There you go. Love it. Deebo, you were back on the field, balling out. How was it?
Nah, it felt great. Some people thought it was going to take 2 weeks, but in my mind, I try to do everything possible to get back out there and kind of help my team. And, we went out there and, my quarterback put on a good show. Receivers made a lot of plays. And, of course, Jordan Mason running the ball well. It was just good to get out there.
Did you feel stiff like you had missed a week, or were you just ready
I
to
didn't
go?
think I missed a beat. It was only a week. So it's kind of like, just a little week off. So got back out there and kind of getting back in the groove again.
And you were looking extra fly with that game day fit. What was the inspo for that? You were dripped out for sure.
Appreciate it. Not too much inspo. I mean, I kind of woke up that morning and it was kind of cold, and I looked at the weather and it was going to be like 68 degrees by the time it's time for us to get there. So I more so like to dress for when it's cold, so you got more options here. This, that, and the third. But I was definitely in the city shopping. I was in the city shopping for some bags. And in one of the stores, I ran into this set. So I was just like, yeah, why not go ahead and get it for sure.
Yeah, that's fresh. Super fresh. Love it. Speaking of clothing, there's been a lot of conversations about a damn pair of shorts, okay? All right? Ayuk was our first guest on the show. Apparently, he's wearing the wrong shorts to practice. Like, what's going on? What's all the conversation about this short debacle?
You know me, I kind of think, they kind of blew it way out of proportion than what it was, what it's shown to be. But what's so crazy in the locker room, me and BA was, I seen them had the red shorts on, and I was like, we had the red jerseys. I was like, yo, this combo kind of cold. And so I was like, I went in the equipment room. I was trying to find me some red shorts at the time, and they was like, man, we don't have any more of these. So I was like, And so went out to practice. Him and Cal was going back and forth, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't as serious as they was making it. But you see, he put the black shorts on, and we moved on past it, and we went out there and got the dub. So maybe it's a trend that you might see the Niners come to practice in some red shorts.
Maybe Ayuk needs to be in the red shorts every practice, because it definitely felt like the 49ers were super back this weekend.
Yeah, we was cooling.
Super. Well, we have a guest, so you
we
take it away.
We definitely have a wonderful guest. One of the top receivers in the league from the Detroit Lions. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown. What's up, Brody? What's going on?
What's up, bro? How y'all doing?
What's good? See, y'all boys was balling out last night. Seattle was 3-0. Me, they on this side, so I was definitely good over here watching them boys take a L. What was your thoughts about the game? How the game go for you?
It was a good game. We came out. We came out three and out first series. It was like, damn, this is gonna be a long game. And then after that, we started throwing the ball, airing it out. Run game was going. Defense got a fumble, took it to like the 10-yard line. We scored on that. And so going into half was like 21-7. We felt good. But the game prior against the Cardinals, we were up 21-10 or 21-7, something super similar. And we didn't end up scoring any other points in the second half. So going into the second half of this game, we're like, let's just be better than we were last week. Let's make sure we have the same, intensity, execution, all that going in the second half. And we did that. We had a lot of big plays, crazy plays. It was a lit game.
Nah, for sure. Y'all definitely was lit. Definitely for sure. I think it was the game before NFC Championship in 2021. I had a kind of like a reverse pass, and I threw it like 24 yards to Jawan Jennings. And I see you kind of throw a little back to your quarterback. Just a little Nah, that was definitely smooth though, for sure.
Which one do you think was better?
That's the play we've had in.
Of course he's gonna say his. I mean,
mine,
he threw it
sure.
from like the ball from like the 3-yard line. Like I threw it from like the 30. Kind of it's a little more thought process.
Yeah, but that was
same, though.
honestly though. St. Brown passed into his QB that had a perfect game. That's kind of like That was like the cherry on top of
Come
like
on,
an already beautiful
the ball
Sunday.
ain't touched the ground one time.
I mean, when I threw the
Think
ball,
about
ain't
that.
touched the ball ain't touched the ground either.
I'm saying all game that our football on offense never touched the ground. Think
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I kind of,
That's kind of a flex.
kind of speaking on your quarterback, man. You know, he was over there with the Rams. You know, kind of played against him for a little bit back then. But I always knew Jared Goff was like a guy that was really good quarterback. And just to see, you know, last night 18-18, 292 is that's a little different. I kind of seen that your other wide out and your safety got a game ball. How you feel about your quarterback not getting one of the game balls after going perfect 2 tugs 292?
Right, it was crazy. So after the game, you know, they did the head coach does a speech. Boom, we get up. He gets the game ball. First one goes to our offensive coordinator because we finally put up, you know, over 30 or 40 points, whatever it was. So he gets one. The next one goes to J-Mo. He had like an 80-yard touchdown, which was crazy. We needed it at that point in the game. First play, you know, first down, first and 10 on the 30, goes for 70. And then the third game ball goes to our safety, Kirby, who had a pick, the game-sealing pick. And I guess Coach Campbell didn't know that Jared went 18 for 18, broke NFL record, no completions with no incompletions, most yards. I mean, it was crazy. I didn't even know all the stats because after the game, I'm doing an interview with NFL Network. She's talking to me. She's like asking me a bunch of questions. I'm answering them. She goes, "Your quarterback never put the ball on the ground." I'm like, "What do you?" In my head, I'm like, "Yeah, he didn't fumble. I know that. Like, we had no turnovers." In my head, I'm like, "I don't know what she's talking about, but whatever." After the game, I get to the locker room. They're like, "Yeah, he had no incompletions." I'm like, "Damn, I had no idea. That's crazy, bro."
Nah, that was
So
that
I
was.
think, you know, we ended up giving him a game ball today in the team meeting, so it's all good.
It hit a little different in team meeting rather than after the game, but in the
It
huddle
did.
though, is he knowing that he's 100%? Like, is he nervous to kind of like throw an incompletion? Is that a thought that he said to y'all or something, or he was just out there just rolling?
But I think he was out there just rolling. He told me he had no idea, which I believe because I don't think any of us had any idea. Because he did have an incompletion, but it was a PI call, so it ended up, you know, not being called,
Nah,
except the penalty. And so he had one incompletion, but it was a penalty on the play, so it worked out perfectly for him. But I don't think he had no clue either. It was crazy how it all worked out.
nah, for sure. Look, our leadership program, you know, we've been pushing for new uniforms, this, that, and the third, but we can't seem to get none going. But them all black with the all black with the blue, that was tough though. That was
Those might
tough.
be the
Nah,
best
that was slapping.
uniforms right now.
Tell me those were fire. Best in
They
the
were
league.
so
Come on.
Nah,
nice.
that was slapping.
Those were OD.
We talked about that before we even hopped on the show. We were like, "Oh, that all black look was smooth." Those might be my
They were
favorites.
nice.
Kind of going
For
back
sure,
to
for sure, got to bring them out. I hate how we can't bring them out more than like what twice a year. I think the alternates. I wish we can do it way more, bro.
how many uniform combos y'all got? Cause we ain't got none but I think we got 3.
We got the all blues. We got the regular homes, the blue and the gray pants. We got the aways, the white. We got the white, blue, white, gray, and then we got the all blacks. And we got black and
Yeah,
blue
they having
pants. We
too
got
many.
quite a few. Like
They having
6
too many. They having too many options over there,
They
man.
got
Like
so many.
they having too many options
Wow.
over there for sure. But I know you went to USC. You know, I went to USC too though, like the real one. So like,
Yeah,
Oh,
hold
yeah,
on, hold on.
pause.
Before we get into this, I gotta ask, who gets to
Let
claim?
me ask you. Let me ask you.
USC.
yeah, we asked
Who
you.
do you
You know,
think
let's
is
put you in the
USC?
middle of
Let me
like
ask
who?
you.
If you
When I
had
say
to choose,
USC,
like,
what do you think?
When I hear USC, I think California.
all right, you
Thank
trying
you.
to.
No,
Next
I'm
question.
not. I'm also in Colorado, so like maybe it's just like because I'm closer.
I guess.
But
All right.
USC to me is for sure
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Trojans. Sorry.
How was your going
I-
back to college? You know, kind of.
He's like moving on.
Yeah, whatever. I ain't tripping. You know, USC University of South Carolina. You know, not
Bobby.
Southern California. You see what I'm saying? But your recruiting process, like how many offers you had, like what went into you going to the University of Southern California?
Yeah. So me picking USC, it was you know, I had like 30 offers, a bunch of offers coming out
26?
of high school. But bunch of offers. Don't know how many I had. Bunch of offers. But I had one brother at Notre Dame at the time, one at Stanford. So when I was coming out, it was like either USC, Stanford, or Notre Dame. I went to play with my brothers, or if not, I'm gonna go to USC, stay at home, you know, keep the talent at home and try to do something with, you know, bring USC back, which never happened, unfortunately. But that's what I wanted to do. That's what the guys that came with me wanted to do. But my recruiting process, I was a 5-star, this, that, and the other.
Oh, all right,
But
all
it was
right.
fun. I never, I never really was like, oh, I want to take all the official visits. Some people I feel like want to do all the officials. I only took like 3 because I knew where I wanted to go. It was either Notre Dame, USC, or Stanford. So I chose USC.
Oh, he thought about you, South Carolina. That's what's up.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right?
Never.
Crazy.
I don't even think I had an offer from them. Like, I don't know where it was.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So if you going like right now, who's the wide receiver you?
USC
Oh,
and not South Carolina.
all right, you got it. You got it. Like right now, it's still USC.
Okay, let me ask you. Who do
Say-
you think is wide receiver you?
USC, the real one, like South Carolina.
So who do you guys have? Like, who came out of South Carolina?
Who didn't?
Off my top of my head, all I can think of is you, Xavier Legette. That's it.
Oh, that's it. No, Sydney, right?
That's
No,
it.
no, nothing, huh?
Sidney Rice. Oh, come on, bro.
What?
How old is that?
It don't matter how old it is, bro. Like, like,
Okay, who else? That's 3.
I gotta get the list, bro. Like, I'm 6 years gone now, bro. It's not
Come on,
like
bro.
I'm 6
No.
years gone, so it's
No.
not like. So who over like?
It ain't-
It's your turn now.
It's your turn, like.
Yeah, flex on the
Come on,
flex
my
him.
turn.
Flex on him with the Trojans.
All right, you ready? Me, Drake London, Robert Woods, Juju Smith, Jordan Addison. Did I already say Marquise Lee? Marquise Lee, Keyshawn Johnson.
Like I can get the paper too. Like you probably like I can go on Google
Like, come on.
and look at
You
all the
keep
wide
going. Michael
outs.
Pittman Jr.
All right,
I can keep going.
Deebo just didn't do his research enough before
No,
the show.
I ain't do too much research on
It just
whatever.
ain't right receiver.
It's
Ain't no
cool.
research
It's
to
cool.
be
It's
done.
cool.
Like,
It's cool. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay, well, speaking of college, I do have to ask a question about NIL. We've talked a lot on this show about NIL, so we wanted to get your opinion on the UNLV quarterback who opted out after a 3-0 start. Did you have any immediate thoughts on that? And where's just your opinion on where the NIL has we've kind of seen it take over college athletes, and what's your opinion on all that stuff that's going down with UNLV and I guess across all colleges?
yeah, I didn't even hear about the UNLV guy, but I feel like NIL I think it's great for college football because I know when me and Deebo were in college, man, I was at least trying to get whatever I can. I mean, all we got was a stipend, a $2,000 stipend every month. I had to pay. Rent was like $1,600,
So they give you a
$1,500.
rent
So
check.
all I had was like
You
$500
don't
a
get
month.
rent checks at USC?
No rent check.
Oh, see,
nothing.
yeah, see at the USC that I went to,
I don't
we
know.
got
The
rent
SEC is
checks.
a little different. SEC is a little different. Y'all handing out money, donors. I don't know what you boosters. So USC, we don't play no games. They already got in trouble once. So it was just $2,000 a month and had like $500 for groceries and all the other stuff that I wanted. But NIL now, I feel like dudes, the better players get the money that they deserve, or, I feel like college football brings in a lot of money, TV
Yeah.
deals, this, that, and the other. So, I mean, I think it depends on the situation. We're 3-0. I don't know what grade he's in, if he's going to the NFL next year, what he's projected to be. So it all depends on his situation. But I can feel it. If he's, if they're telling him he's going to make X amount of dollars when he gets in, he hasn't been paid out. I mean, I can see why, he's upset and his parents are. But at the end of the day, I think everyone's situation is different. So it really depends just what situation you're in.
Yeah, that is a little different. Like sitting out, like in our profession though, you sitting out, that come with a price, come with a fine. And like in college, like
Right.
you can't fine you. I mean, you can go in there and be like, yo, you either pay my money or
That's what I'm saying.
I'm cool and like.
Don't you think
It's
it
whatever.
also depends on how good you are?
I mean,
You're-
yeah.
You're probably going to take a lot
Is he
less
pretty
heat
good?
if you're. I mean,
I mean, he had to
don't
be
know.
pretty good for them to-
I was going to say they started 3-0, so he couldn't have been.
Oh, so he was their starting quarterback at 3-0, and then he's like, nah, I ain't playing.
I believe so. I believe he helped them become 3-0, and then he sat out afterwards.
So how many games they in now? 5? 4?
I think so. 5.
Have they won or lost since he's been out?
I don't know. That I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got to do your
What's the
research.
record? Yeah.
I know. I do got to do my research.
But yeah, your draft process, man. Like I kind of went through it, and it's something that I still can't, you can't explain the emotions and all, and how excited you are for yourself, and to be in a position to kind of take care of your family and do the things that you put the work in to do. Like what was your draft process like? What was it like getting drafted? And, just talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, my draft process I would say very similar to a lot of people in the league. I think only very few get that glamorous, draft process that we all see on TV. I mean, if you don't go in the first, top 10, top 15, your draft process isn't what you thought it was. You're waiting around for a long time. You're stressed out. You probably got family and friends around. They're looking at you like, when is your name going to get called? You're over here like, I have no idea. I'm waiting just like you. So it was stressful for me. I went day 3, so I had to wait, 2 days. I thought I was going to go day 2, didn't happen, but day 3, I finally heard my name called. I was grateful to hear my name called, but at the end of the day, I'm a competitor. I want to be the best, so I felt like I should have been picked early. I feel like a lot of guys feel the same way. But I feel like that was some motivation for me heading into rookie mini camp and that whole year, and really just the whole season was for me to prove myself, and it was great for me. It was great motivation. I wouldn't have changed the process for anything. I'm glad it went the way it did. I feel like it made me a better person, better player, everything. So it was tough, but looking back on it, it helped me out for sure.
Nah, for sure, for sure. I see you. I think it was something like you wrote the 16 receivers that was kind of took before you. I know you kind of used that as motivation as well. Like, I was kind of like the receivers that I thought that was gonna go before me, like didn't go, like the AJ and DK, and like they're playing out of this world, and like my draft process, like I think it was 3 receivers took in the first round, and like I think it was a D-line draft at the time, so I was kind of like, God, dog, like what's really going on? But kind of like you, like I ain't had 30 offers, 50 offers, how many you ever had,
Right.
but I had like 6, so I always had that. I always had that like that proven mentality, and kind of like plays the role of how I go about work right now myself, though, for sure.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, it was. I mean, like you said, yours was a little flip flop. The guys that you thought were going to go before you
Yeah.
didn't go. You went before them. For me, it was the other way. So
Nah, for sure.
Well, once you made it to the NFL, what was your welcome to the NFL moment? Do you remember it?
I think I would say going against Pat Pete.
The man crawling on the
Man,
ground behind
I
you.
see you calling, bro. Yeah.
The man crawling on the ground behind you, bro. What he tripping?
Ignore him. I would say my welcome to the NFL moment was probably when we played the Vikings my
Okay.
rookie year. I was going against Pat Pete, and growing up as a kid, I was watch NFL football. Knew who Pat Pete was one of the best corners to do it. This was kind of towards the end of his career, but still going up against Pat Pete. And I remember lining up my rookie year, and he's number 7 on the Vikings, and he's right across from me. So that was my welcome to the NFL moment, was going up against Pat Pete. Having watched him my whole life, it was surreal. But after like the first or second play, it was normal.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I also wanted to ask you about your head coach. I mean, I had to like read this a few times, okay? When he was hired, he said, and I quote, "This team is going to kick you in the teeth. And when you knock us down on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. And we're going to get up. And if you knock us down again, we're going to get up and bite off the other kneecap." What do you think makes him such a special coach?
I think Coach Campbell. What we really admire about him is he played in this league, so he knows what it's like, the stuff that we go through every day. He's a guy that never changes. He's the same person every day. He's going to come in, his speeches every day. You don't know what you're going to get, but he's a great motivator, great leader. He wants to win just as bad as we do as players, if not even more. He's super, super motivated to win. He hates losing. So his competitiveness, his ability to tell stories and get a point across is some of the best that I've ever been around, ever seen. I mean, he'll tell us a story, and you don't know what he's about to talk about. And at the end of the story, you're like, damn, he correlates it to our game or the next game we're going to have. So his leadership ability is top notch. Like I said, he played in the league, so he knows what it's like. Injuries, stuff that we go through, family, stuff outside the building, the media, everything. He does a great job of letting us focus on just football and what we have to focus on. And then once that's done, we can, do other things.
I love it. Sounds like he knows how to command a locker room and he's got the respect of the group, which is probably part of the reason you guys are so successful, which is great.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, man. I'm seeing that, Jared Goff becoming the franchise quarterback over there in Detroit. Do you think that he get the credit, all the credit and stuff that he deserved?
Does he get all the credit he deserves? Maybe not. But I feel like there's people out there that understand what Jared's done, his resume, being the number one overall pick, going to the Rams, taking them all the way to the Super Bowl, then being traded to Detroit, where there was really nothing in Detroit when he was traded. We only won 3 games my rookie year, his first year in Detroit, and to be where we are now, to go all the way to the NFC Championship, to lose to you guys, it's been amazing, an amazing journey. But Jared's, obviously got his payday last year or this year, and so he's the quarterback for us of the future. We're super excited to have him as players. We know what he can do, his abilities, his leadership, his calmness throughout the whole game. I feel like is something that I really admire as a player, because it's easy to go through highs and lows throughout the game, but I feel like Jared is so level-headed and calm throughout the whole game. He's never too high, he's never too low, and as a receiver, to command the offense, I feel like we go through a lot of stuff as receivers out there on the field, whether it's blocking someone, catching the ball, not catching it, being open, not getting the ball. Jared's, the same throughout. So he's kind of, when you're in the huddle, you kind of get that sense where you come back to normal, come back to even, and go for the next play. So he does a great job of doing that.
What is something that the average football fan would not know about Jared Goff? Something that would shock people? Because he is pretty even keel and cool, calm, collected. But what is something that people wouldn't know about him?
Something that they wouldn't know about Jared Goff. I don't know if people know this, but I mean, at least I kind of noticed it. He played in LA, so he's been around some LA stuff, LA music, LA, the LA scene. And whenever I play YG, he knows every song. So he's tuned into the YG rap music.
Vibing for sure.
I love that. I would never have guessed that. So I love that. That's fantastic.
But the guy on the other side of you, kind of in 2022 towards ACL, Jameson Williams, like, what have you seen from him?
He's been balling, man. I know you guys seen it too. That man can run.
He definitely can run.
If he gets a slither of his face, he out of there. So you guys saw last night. I mean, he catch that over route. It's over. I ran a post. He was running the over.
Oh, I
look back. I'm about to get the ball. And it was like a weird cover zero look. They blitzed both the safeties. So I'm running a post. Usually I don't get this ball, but I'm like, I might get it. I stick it. I look back. Jamo's running the crosser. He catches it. And 21 Witherspoon has no shot at catching it. I don't care if he had the angle or whatever it was. I knew Jamo was going to break and score, so I was way ahead of him celebrating. But his big playability, I think, is top, one of the best in this league. If he can take the top off of defense any second, a reverse, he can crib it, a screen. He can turn a 3-yard hitch into a 7-yard touchdown. So he has that big playability in him. And I feel like that's something that we really need as an offense. We had him last year, but, he missed a few games. So him being back, fully ready to go, no suspensions, nothing under his belt. He's all good to go now. And you guys can finally see, his abilities out there on the field.
Yeah, with you being in the league a little longer than him, like, what advice have you given him to, like, don't be complacent and continue to get better day in and day out and just continue to be the guy that y'all need him to be to help your offense?
Yeah, I think Jamo does a great job of, once the game is over, he's going to celebrate whatever happens. We win, we lose. But once a new week comes, he's working just like us. He's one of the, hard-working player, one of the hardest workers on the team. Out in practice, probably has the most yards ran every day because he's going deep, doing all these stuff. So he's running more than everybody out there on the practice field. After practice, he's catching post routes, pylons, just deep balls with Jared. And so I know his legs be tired Friday, Saturday, but Sunday he's always ready to go. So he works hard, man. He's an energizer bunny for us. I feel like he gets us going, brings great attitude to the locker room, funny dude, kind of contagious energy. So we love having him around.
Well, I think you are just as important to this offense as he is. This summer you signed a 4-year contract with the Lions. Why was it so important for you to get that done coming into the season to be with this Lions team long term?
Yeah, I was approaching the last year of my deal, so I could have played another year, become a free agent, but that's not something I really wanted to do. I don't think that's something that the Lions had, planned or envisioned. So once the season was over, my agent and the Lions started talking about, we working a new deal, getting a contract extension, worked out, and ended up doing that right before the draft. So I was super grateful, super thankful for the organization, my agent, my support system, my family, my teammates, my coaches, everyone involved. I couldn't do it without the help of all of them. So I'm just glad I'm here for another 4 or 5 years. It's all I really know is Detroit. When I first got here, if you asked me, do you want to spend your whole career in Detroit? I probably would have said no, but now it's 100%. I would like to spend my whole career here if I can.
What
The fans are the
changed?
best. I feel like. Um, I would say winning helps a lot. When you win
Nah,
games,
for sure.
I love it.
a,
It's
a
true.
lot is better. Everything starts looking better. The weather starts looking better. Everything.
Hmm.
So winning helps a lot. But just I think the culture that we have here, the coaches, the players, teammates, everything. The fans. I love the fans. Like I said earlier, some of the best fans. When we only won 3 games, they were at all the games supporting us. And now that we're winning games, they're still there, super excited every week. Even away games, they show out crazy. When we played the Cardinals, it was like our whole sideline behind us was damn near blue. So it was crazy. But everything that I've been through to get to this point, it's been amazing.
Love it.
We can't not talk about the NFC Championship. Is that
Uh,
becoming a rivalry ever since the NFC Championship? You think it's a rivalry now, and kind of looking into the season. I know it's so far away, but you got
right.
week 17 circled on your schedule.
Do we have it circled?
I say you. I ain't say we. You.
Do we? Do I have it circled? I mean, it's a rematch, so I think it's always going to be circled. If it's a big game rematch, that's always circled. But is it a rivalry? I don't know. I feel like I've only played you guys. I played you guys twice since I've been in Detroit. Actually, my first game ever was against you guys.
That was
You
21.
had you went crazy. Yeah, you had a deep, like an 80-yard bomb. You went nuts. But that's the game where like you guys were up by a lot. We started coming
Man,
back, and you guys had to put the starters back in. They're like, oh shit, like
I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie,
They were
Kyle.
like,
I
they took Talanoa out, or Talanoa came in the game. I'm like, oh, you back in the game? Okay, let's go.
no, for sure. Our coach definitely scarred from that, bro. Like, cause we over there, we chilling, got the pads unbuckled, and we look up. I think we was up like 20 points or so with like 4 or 5 minutes left,
Yeah,
and I think we end up winning by 3. And now like we damn near gonna play every play unless we up 40 in the fourth quarter. But I ain't gonna
right.
lie, kind of going back to the NFC Championship, bro. First half of the game, I'm looking like, bro, what is going on? Like, man, these dudes that came out here, they defense playing lights out, y'all scoring. Man, we go in the locker room and I get the tweaking, like going crazy. And I'm like, bro, no way we about to like just come out and lay an egg like this. I think it was 24-3 or 24-10 or something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
something crazy.
And then, man, I swear the football guys with us. I seen, me and you was on the show Receivers. We'll kind of talk about that in a second. And I'm just looking at everybody like your parents are like, kind of like everybody else and kind of like us. Like, bro, what is going on? And like, what was you
Right,
thinking over there? Like, cause I was on the other end. I'm just like, bro, ain't no way this happening right now.
bro. We were first half. I feel like everything was going right. Like JMO has that end around touchdown. I'm blocking Fred, and we score. And I'm looking at the sideline of you guys, and I feel like you guys were all just like confused, like y'all didn't know what was going on. We kept going, kept moving the ball to at a consistent rate. Like, I feel like I don't know if we even punted the whole first half, maybe once. But everything I feel like was working. We got to the red zone towards the end of the half. I had to settle for 3. I go in the locker room like, bro. I tell my teammates, bro, we about to go to the Super Bowl. Like we just need two more good quarters, then we got this. And after I said that, bro, everything went downhill. I'm out there in the second half. We had a pretty good first drive coming out the second half. I think we went for it on fourth down, and we didn't get it. And then you guys ended up going down. I think Ayuk had the crazy catch. And I think ever since that catch happened, bro, I just feel like energy shifted completely towards you guys, and it never came back to us. And, man, that was probably one of the worst games I've ever been a part of
It was the
because
BA
I don't know.
like
It's different when you're up by so much and you end up losing. compared to like it's been tight the whole game. It's like, bro, we had the game and we just sold it.
Nah, for sure. Like I used to say, I think it was the ladybug, bro.
Man, that was crazy.
Me and you was on the show Receivers. We kind of talk about this a little bit. Like, how was the experience for you? Like, how was it to kind of like express who you really are outside of football and your family and like your brothers, this, that, and the third? How was it to like let the world know who you really are as a person instead of like just a person inside the helmet?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, you experienced it too. It wasn't invasive at all. They were super easy. They came to one practice, at least for me. They came to one practice a week. Wednesday practice was mic'd up every game. And then outside of that, it's like, if you like, they told me if you do stuff outside of the facility, let us know. Sometimes we'll maybe come record it. It's not like they were telling me, let's go do this, let's go do that. We want to record you do this. It's like, okay, we know you go get dinners on Fridays, or you do this during the week after practice, or this, that, and the other. Can we come record it? It's like, sure, come do it. So it was super easy, and they did a great job, I think, of portraying, the whole season for everyone. Me, you, George, Davante, Justin. I think all of our seasons were a little bit different. We all battled injuries in different ways. Some guys had longer injuries, shorter injuries, better seasons, worse seasons. But at the end of the day, it's all football, and I think they did a great job of just portraying us as receivers, what we go through every day, what it's like for us to, be out there catching the ball, run blocking, learning new plays, dealing with life outside of football, our families. I feel like a lot of people already knew my family story just because, it's talked about a lot, my brothers, my dad, and whatnot. But I think Netflix did a great job of just giving a different angle and letting people see the, a different side of it.
I have one for both of you because we're running out of time here, but you guys have a co-star on the receiver show that you both were on. Davante Adams reportedly requested a trade. What are your thoughts around that, and what do you think would be a good fit for him if it's not Vegas?
It's kind of hard to say like who would be a good fit for him, but I'm pretty sure he'll want to go somewhere that got a really good quarterback. Because Davante Adams has been one of the guys in the league for a long time, and the stuff that he's still doing at however long he's been in the league is still crazy. But with the requesting the trade type stuff, I don't kind of get in the mix of what my thought process of what he's going through over there. But overall, I just wherever he want to be, I just hope he land wherever he want to be, and he just keep being the guy that he been.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I agree. I know Davante from talking to him and just watching the show and whatnot. I know he's a competitor. He wants the ball. He wants to win games. He wants to score touchdowns. He wants to be the guy. Granted, he is the guy. He's one of the best in the game right now. I don't care how old he is. He's still one of the best receivers in the game. So, I'm not following the Raiders too much. I don't even know what the record is. I know they beat the Ravens week 2, but if he wants to be traded, then he wants to be traded. All I know is, as competitors, we all want to win. We want to be on a winning team. I know he wants to go win a Super Bowl. He was close in Green Bay, went to the NFC Championship a few times.
Played the Niners.
So I know a Super Bowl is something that he wants. We'll ignore that.
Yeah, sorry. Cut his mic.
Yeah, Super Bowl is something that he wants. And shoot, if he wants to be traded, then he wants to be traded. I know he wants to win.
It's fair. It's the winning is important. Okay, we'll wrap with this because we are running out of time. We could probably talk to you for hours. You're very easy to talk to, but we had a guest last week, Xavier Legette, that came on, and we kind of predicted actually a little bit that he was going to have his first touchdown very soon, and he demonstrated a celebration dance. You are notorious for doing very special things in the end zone when you get in there. So can you give us maybe like a promise that you're going to do something super cool in the end zone, and maybe give us a hint as to what that looks like?
Shoot, if I get in the paint, I'm trying to get in the paint every game, but some situations, some games, you ain't get that rock in the paint. So if I get in the paint, for me, it's like every week is different. Last game, I didn't know what I was going to do till like an hour before the game. So I like to just try to figure out what I'm about to do like 2 or 3 days before, scroll on my phone, see what's trending, what dances people are doing. Everyone was doing the TikTok dance. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Too many people are doing that. Actually, when we played the Niners in the NFC Championship, I said if I score, I'm going to do the celebration. I never scored, but Jameer ended up doing it. It was like the what'd you guys call it?
Big press.
Yeah, big pressing. I said if I score, I'm doing it. I didn't score. He ended up scoring. He was hitting it. We were both hitting. I'm like, hit it. So like for me, it's if you play a team in a city like San Francisco, the Bay Area, they got dances in the Bay Area. I like to do a dance that's popular in the Bay Area. If we play New York, a New York dance, or Florida, you do a Florida dance. So I like to do dances that are popping in the city where you play, but some cities just don't have no dance. Like I'm looking at Seattle dances like, yo, these are too weak. I cannot do these. So I had to hit the Seawalk in Detroit because the dances in Seattle just wasn't doing it for me.
Nah, for sure.
That's fair. That's fair. Who's next on your schedule?
We got the Cowboys, so we got to
then
maybe a
yeehaw it
Texas
up.
dance.
He swear,
You better yeehaw it up.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us, and obviously, best of luck. I'm going to be, it's week 17 is going to be very interesting. You guys getting a little rematch.
It's a long shot. You can just worry about who in your schedule week by week until it come.
Yeah, week by week. Take it week by week.
For sure. But definitely appreciate you coming on the show, bro. Good luck this coming week and the rest of the season, except for week 17. For sure. We'll definitely stay in touch, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you having me.
For sure.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, take care.
Amazing. Well, Deebo, now it's just you and me.
Yeah, here we are.
Woo! Okay.
But here we go. We got another State Farm bundle of the week.
That's right, because we had some good football this week.
All right. FYI, we're not doing this every week. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Every week, but,
Talking about football. Yes. We need it.
Yeah, but I'm definitely going to do another State Farm bundle of the week. I'm going pick 6 Fred Warner. Best player in the league
So
right
you're saying
now, for
not
sure.
every week you're going to back your guys.
No,
but
I'm not
this
saying.
week.
I'm not backing my guys. Like them boy went crazy.
They did.
JP, as you can see, 160 total yards. A tug. One of them got called back. Could have been 2. And Fred just being Fred.
You kind of called that. You talked about
every
Fred
week.
last week.
Fred's definitely the best player in the league right now. Pick 6 Fred. That's just what it is.
Let's talk about I think that there was a lot of questions as 49ers fans about what this offense was going to look like without McCaffrey. I don't think McCaffrey is a guy that you can replicate or necessarily replace, but do you feel like this offense has done a good job of trying to fill those they were large shoes to fill?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely miss Christian for sure. But in this league, kind of like I've been down, a lot of guys been down. It's kind of like the next man up. Like you got to be ready to fill the shoes as much as possible. And then I think Jordan Mason is doing an outstanding job with that. I think he's averaging 100 yards a game ever since he stepped in the huddle as a starter. But we definitely miss Christian. Of course, for sure, we're ready to get him back. But overall, I think Jordan Mason's doing an outstanding job for us right now.
Does that speak to the culture of the 49ers?
Nah, for sure. Like the way that we block and the way that others feed off each other. Kind of go back to the game. Like he was kind of upset and kind of mad that he missed a couple runs. And you see, it said 160. It could have been 240. Like if he make the right cut and he, long as he know it, like we all good. Like other than that, like I just said, he been playing balls out right now.
I've noticed kind of a pattern and a trend with the 49ers where backups step into the position and it looks like they've been playing it for weeks. I feel like there's a level of importance that the culture has to do with the fact that the backups feel just as important as the starters, and so that when it is their time and their moment, they're prepared and they're ready for it.
Yeah. I kind of think you're talking about my quarterback in this state, for sure.
Well, I think he was doubted for sure,
And and it's crazy he's still being doubted with the things that he's doing. But I ain't got too much to say about what Brock has done since he's been in the league. One of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, and since he stepped in the huddle, and I ain't gonna speak too much on it, but the man playing lights out right now.
Yeah, he's playing great. Where would you? I think you're a pretty smart football player in the sense that you also know that there's stuff that you guys can work on. How confident do you feel in your offense right now, as it pertains to the entire league across the board?
I think we at the top of the league with how we playing and how well Brock playing, how well we running the ball, and how well the receivers out there blocking, catching passes. But it's still another level to this offense because early on in the show, like a couple weeks ago, I always talk about little mistakes that you guys will never know about, that we only know about, that could take our offense to be the number one in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And so like we just got to hone in on the little mistakes and lock in a little bit more on the minor things, and we'll be right there.
Is that more mental than physical?
Yeah, for sure. With the offense that we have, you just have to lock in on every detail. You need to hear every word in the huddle and just go out there and execute.
What was you? We talked a little bit about this before the show, but what was your reaction to Kittle and that catch?
Nah, that catch was crazy. I seen it was in zero. They went all out, and he called a play that we worked on in practice. I'm not saying names of the play, but it was designed to go to George, and Brock was locked in on George, and I see the ball in the air, and my boy dropped a easy one in practice, and I was just like and then seeing the ball that he caught in the game over there, like ain't no way he just caught this, but straight hands catch all the way to the ground it was one of the ones for sure.
It was beautiful. Did you see the Ryan Williams play?
Nah, that young cat, that's special.
I think we have that.
Nah,
we may have the video.
The body
up.
control, the spin move, breaking the tackles, running down the sideline, like that little 17-year-old, he gifted for sure.
Very, very.
I feel like if it was some kind of like the basketball world as in one and done, I think
that is just.
I think that young fella there'll be one and done if it was such a thing.
Really?
Yeah, he'll be one and done. He's snapping right now.
Wow. I just kind of got goosebumps. I'm just
he was
rewatching that
snapping.
is crazy.
Yeah, he snapped.
And I mean, I think we're only scratching the surface with him right now, which is the craziest part.
Yeah.
17 years old. He just got his license a year ago.
What he got, like 18 catches, 462, and like 4-5 tugs. That's elite at a young age as a true freshman on Alabama team for sure.
It's crazy. I think we'll probably just wrap up with some chat questions, if you don't mind there. Somebody says, hey, Deebo, who do you think won the Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle trade? You an NBA guy, Deebo?
Yeah, I'll be watching basketball. Both of them outstanding players, for sure.
Very.
I think they kind of got a different kind of type of game because I as you look at both of those guys, like Karl Anthony Towns, big taller guy, can shoot it, can rebound, put it on the ground a little bit. And if you look at Julius Randle, he's a physical, aggressive guy that do all the dirty work, get the boards, he can shoot the midi. Like I don't really know. I probably say I think with Minnesota needing a guy like Julius Randle, like the aggressor, kind of like even though they got a Gobert, but I think Julius Randle bring a little different type of to the team. So I think Minnesota won that one.
I think the Nuggets won.
Here you go.
Just saying. Anyway, we've got another one. We talked a little bit about this as well. Deebo, is Travis Hunter a CB or a wide receiver, a cornerback or a wide receiver in the NFL, or can he really play both? And this is not a dig at Travis Hunter. This is just
not
you watching him play. What do you think?
Well, it's kind of hard to say, because the young fella, he's elite at both. I think what makes him such a good receiver is he's a really good cornerback too, and he knows if a cornerback is playing like a different type of technique, he knows when to break the route off, what the coverage is, and I think it feed off each other, to be honest with you. But I don't know, can he do both in the league? I think he'll do it if they let him. But right now he's doing an outstanding job at both. So it's his choice to choose. And at the end of the day, the man balling. So whichever one he chooses, I think he'll be really good at one. If he got to play both, I think it'll be hard in the league because how physical it is and how much you got to play and how much you got to learn on both sides. Learning the offense and learning the defense is kind of just so much in your brain that got to process in a split second. But I feel like if he had the brains and stuff to really do it, I think it'd be hard, but I think he can do it.
And that was going to be my follow-up. It's not. I don't even think it's a matter of can he physically do it. We know he can, but the back end of football and what it takes leading up to those 4 quarters that you play every single week. And so I think it's the learning part that's just a lot.
They ain't got nothing to do with athletic ability and physical ability because he got it all. But I feel like if they let him do it and they give him a chance to learn the offense and learn the defense and it processes as fast as it needs, the sky's the limit for him.
Absolutely. Well, this has been another.
Episode 3 of Cleats and Convos. We'll see you next week. Got another surprise guest for you. We out.